This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. All right, so we got Maine, and I'm going to be all over the place on this news story because, like, I just put around. But there's so much clutter going on today. I don't even understand. I don't even understand. Sometimes it's hard to understand why the internet thinks the way it does, you know. But it's like groupthink, you know, and Drake didn't move the needle. I don't think anybody wants Drake to win anymore. I think it's a wrap, man. And when for the Dogs drop, people doubted me, and I was like, you know what, man, this is the first Drake album I've really heard that I don't really particularly like. It looks like he's reaching to I think he was in a lost place when he made that album. And he was reaching to a younger audience, you know, because, like, he was trying to, like, still be young but mature at the same time. It's almost like he made more mature music when he was younger, right? So I think he kind of, like, even though he has his Drake stands online and people, they go with narratives like, Drake just dropped, this is amazing, da-da-da-da-da-da. I knew that was like, whoa, this is not that great, right? Then he dropped, you knew it wasn't that great when he dropped the remix album with a couple more songs from Cole on it. And it kind of, you know, saved the album. So now you get this beef between him and Kendrick Lamar. And just Kendrick Lamar engaging at a faster pace has people championing, you know, like rooting for Kendrick Lamar, right? And what I've noticed is Drake's laid out so many facts for you about Kendrick Lamar. I haven't heard anybody discuss those, that his own man smashed his wife and had a baby with her, right? He puts hands on his wife to the point where they got divorced. He lives in Brooklyn, doesn't see his kids anymore, right? And this is your role model. This is your fake activist, you know? And it's like, well, you know, what's really going on here? Because everything they say about Drake, they believe, you know, like, and I'm not rooting for any person in particular, but I thought that in this beef that Drake was a little more like if it was any other time, Drake would be declared, he would have more of that, the internet rooting for him. But for some reason, nobody roots for him right now. Kendrick dropped, the last record he dropped was probably the best record because it was a bop, right? Now, Drake on this last record sounds defeated. And a lot of people were talking about that, like, at the end where he's like, oh, man, you know, when you want to tell the truth, man, we can do this again. Like, nah. Engage. Don't, you sound, now that you sound defeated, I don't know if you can come back from this. I don't know if he had any more. And why didn't, the night that he dropped Meet the Grams, why didn't you call him a liar then? Like, oh, you fell for it. They laughed it off. Like, he laughed it off and he said, if you could find my daughter, I'll work for you and I'll quit rapping, right? And he says, nah, hold on. Can someone find my hidden daughter, please? Send her to me. These guys are in shambles. When he said these guys are in shambles, I would have said, these guys took the bait. Because the record was already out. You should have just said it right then and there. You fell for the setup. Ha 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 ha. You should have said it right there that night. Why would you let another day go by? For people to discuss it. Because all that discussion on the internet is why Drake, like, I'm wondering what the next move is out of this. Because now you got 2 losses, dude. Even though I don't believe you truly lost this one. I know you lost the Pusha T one because you stopped engaging and you listened to Jay Prince and LeBron James to not engage anymore when you should have. I don't know if you would have won. I don't know what his response was going to be. But you let Pusha T win by default. Him not engaging with Pusha T didn't... Like, Pusha T might have been at another level if he kept engaging. And Pusha T would have been just like Kendrick. He would have kept engaging. Kendrick, this is the first time he's engaged and actually kept engaging. Now, DJ Head, who's like Kendrick Lamar's spokesperson for the West Coast now, I guess, he said Kendrick's not going to respond. he feels like Drake's defeated. Drake laughing about this in a story. So Charlamagne says this is the best rap battle we've seen in our lifetime. I mean, that's a reach, bro. That is a reach. Where do you say that? I think he said it right here. He doesn't believe Drake fed Kendrick false info. I don't know. It's hard to believe that what Charlamagne says, because we already know, even though he does give Drake his props sometimes, he still hates Drake, bro. Like, that'll never go away, okay? He does not like him. It is what it is. DJ Envy was like, I can't really give it to Kendrick, right? Everybody is giving it, like, even Camron and Mase say Kendrick won the battle.
The battle? Yeah. Right now, man, I'm going to be honest. Kendrick, I don't like what Drake dropped last night because...
It sounds defeated, right? I hate what Drake dropped last night. You answered everything that you shouldn't have answered.
It wasn't bad, but I don't like the way it ended. He seemed like he like, this is the last one I'm doing. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You can't end it when you just want to end it, you know?
And that's a fact. You can't end it when you want to end it. It's over when it's over. This whole thing is weird. Yo, someone said... Yo, listen to this. So what Drake dropped last night is like a episode straight out of...
I didn't realize it was even a conversation. I always assumed we would be heavily
It says Drake's ghostwriters right now.
We gotta definitely write a song about how we do not diddle kids. There is no quicker way for people to think that you are diddling kids than by writing a song about it.
It's a fact. It's a fact. It makes it that you gave words. You created another story. By you answering Kendrick, right? Now the next headline is Drake denies diddling kids. Drake denies smashing younger women. Why even engage in that? Because you just made another headline talking about it. Let's see what else. This guy, I am Dante, calls out fans for believing everything Kendrick says about Drake, but not believing what Drake says. That's a fact. Shout out to you, man. I don't know, man. This is a confusing beef because, first of all, it was super fast-paced. And it was entertaining. We haven't had an entertaining beef like this in such a long time. Like, yeah, we've had Drake I would say Drake and Meek Mill was the last time we had a really good one, right? And it was good. It was summertime. Meek didn't engage until like 8 weeks later. Like, he felt like he had time. One person that's not built for war is Meek Mill. Okay? You can't be like, oh, I'm on tour, I'm getting money, man. Nah, it doesn't work that way. You don't respond when you want. So Mac Main responded and said, someone said, the heart 6 out now, 6 dropping 6 minutes out. You're gonna, and then Mac Main goes, ha ha ha, yeah. And then he said something weird. Someone said, you're laughing? And then Mac Main says, happy birthday to my baby girl, Miley Cyrus, 17 years old. One more year, love. Oh. Ooh. That didn't age well. When did Mike Will date her? Well, Mike Will's younger than Mac Main. Oh, yeah, Vlad. Remember when he got into it with that woman over the weekend? Over the Kendrick and Drake beef? And she said, mind your own business. And he said, I'm calling Princeton where you work at, right? Well, DJ Vlad says, since it's Monday, let me clear the air and state that I never had any intention of filing a complaint to Princeton for the former professor Morgan Jerkin saying that white people aren't allowed to comment on Kendrick Lamar's music. Sorry, she trolled me and I trolled back. At the end of the day, wait, they didn't post the whole thing. Here it is. I trolled back. At the end of the day, it created an interesting discussion about race relations in America. It's been like that. Vlad, what are you talking about? I will be discussing it further in my future interviews. Vlad, you literally support certain politicians, because I can't even say it's a party. There's certain politicians that push division for voting blocks, and you support them. So you're part of the problem, Vlad, when it comes to that part in politics. I love Vlad's interviews. I don't hate Vlad. I'm just saying, if you're going to talk about race relations in America, you're literally supporting the politicians that want to segregate people. They push segregation, and in a peaceful manner, we're like, no, we care about these people and these people, but they're segregating people to not mix with each other. And you know what? We had better race relations in the early 2000s than we have now. It got worse with more opportunity. It's crazy. So the woman responds and says, a lie. He tagged my employer multiple times with the intention to professionally harm me. I didn't troll. I centered black people in a discussion on hip-hop and told him to stand down because it's not his space. I mean, she is kind of like, it is kind of racist, I'm going to be honest with you. And then she said, he's backtracking because he miscalculated. By the way, stop contacting my family. Vlad, that's weird if you're contacting your family. But listen, who would you want to hear from more? A DJ, a former DJ, or Morgan Jerkins? I'd want to hear from a former DJ that understands music, right? That's made music, curated music, you know, a tastemaker in music. You know, I'd want to hear from someone that did that and had a passion for it versus Morgan Jerkins. I'm just being on, like, if I'm going to look at it from both the places, you know. Technically, under law, TikTok doesn't have to actually sell the company. Say Cheese put this up. This is interesting. They can instead pay a fine of $5,000 per user, which works out to be $850 billion. Well, they might just do that to keep that data. And you know what? What happens to that 850? You got to think about that. What happens to all that money? Is this just a way to pay for the war in Ukraine? Because that's about what we've given them, probably, right? Have we given them that much? Or has it been like 300 billion or 40? It's crazy, right, to think $300 billion, you know? They've given them a bunch of 60 packs, you know? And you know what all that happens to that money? It doesn't go to Ukraine. It gets churned in our system here, where, like, you know, we make the tanks, we make the helicopters to send over there. It gets churned, you know. It's not just, some gets directly sent, some gets churned. Ain't LeBron this quiet about music? Ain't seen LeBron this quiet about new music in years. He must be reading the first 2 pages of 30 different books. That's funny. Well, I don't even know what to title this video right now. This beef just seems, it's a few weeks old and it already seems old. You know what I mean? Like, it seems burnt out. And Drake was like, yo, this is burnt out. Bro, you don't get to call that. I'm sorry, bro. You got to keep engaging. You got to get back on top, man. You are far from done. You are far from done, Drake. You better get in that studio. You better get the guys together and figure out how you're going to turn this around. Because right now, I'm rooting for you, man. But, yo, you got to turn this around. Because Kendrick just, the internet's choosing him. It's not that, like, he did anything right. It's the way things are right now. It's Jordan Tower with JT News. Peace.